I am back again. I disappear a lot, don't I? I apologize. Okay, yeah, no, I'm back. Okay, so we're going to be talking about something that I've actually been kind of excited to talk about today. Really excited, actually, because it will help you refine your work so much more. And that is the illusion of detail. It's a wonderful thing, trust me. So first and foremost, detail can be the difference between a refined manga page or just a manga page. And I will be going into what makes a manga page look good in a future video. But otherwise, with this, we want to add the detail, we want to make it look good. But in addition to that, we need to save time because we have deadlines. Not that I keep up with mine, I'm a massive hypocrite. So this is when we turn to fraud and deceit. Two things that will help you a lot in your stories, in your drawing, and whatnot. It's better than it sounds, trust me. So some of you may be confused, what am I talking about? Well, here's an example. Look at this page, look at how much detail it has, look how beautiful it is. Now, zoom in. You see, I tricked you, you fool. You thought I had actually drawn the detail, but I didn't. I scribbled it in. So how exactly do we do this? Well, we use general shapes and patterns to kind of suggest the detail we're trying to draw. And sometimes what you can also do, which I have done in this other example, is you can draw some of the detail, but leave the rest to the imagination. What people tend to do is if they see certain detail and then they see something that resembles that detail, they kind of assume it's the same detail through and through, which isn't actually true. Like the example I just showed you. You see, we have some grass blades that are drawn, but all the rest are just lines, but it looks cohesive, it looks the same. So that's the general idea. Now, to do that is also quite easy, and one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this, because it's so satisfying. Such simple things can get such great results. So, you may have heard about shading techniques, such as crosshatching, hatching, stippling, figures of 8, and any other one that is out there. I'll be honest, I don't know the names, yet I'm a manga artist. So each of these things can be used for different things, and I strongly advise you to look through it, see how it fits into your art style, how you want to show detail, if you want to be minimalistic or if you want to just go crazy. That's up to you, but I suggest going through and learning all of these shading techniques because they will help you draw detail. For example, crosshatching, one of the most well-known shading techniques. It can be used to show both rough and structured detail. So for example, if you use crosshatching on sand, making it irregular, that will make the surface seem rough. So what I mean by it can be used to show structure is if you take a wall. I'll show you an example from Bleach. You see here how the wall is the lines are straight going according to the wall, if that makes sense. That's what I mean by it shows structure. It can show form, I guess. Then, second one, hatching, also very well known. It can be used to show smooth lines or hair-like detail. So, if you want to do smooth, I suggest keeping the lines either parallel or straight, and then for hair-like, just go crazy. That's what many of us use for grass, that's what many of us use for hair. So anything that has little blades or little strands, perfect to use hatching. Okay, next one, stippling. So this can also be used to show a rough surface. It can be used to also show grainy surfaces. So we would take sand, for example. We're not gonna draw every grain of sand. Are you crazy? Okay, well, I guess some people are crazy enough to do that, now that I think about it. But yeah, otherwise, what I mean by grainy is anything that's sort of rough, that can resemble dots, I guess. Like one of those concrete walls. They have little hills? What are those things? Anyway, they have a rough surface, and you can illustrate that with stippling. Then circles. This is one of my favorite ones to use, and you'll see it being used in the video. It can be used for vegetation, and that's what I found it's most useful for, especially trees. You'll see in the video I'm doing, I am drawing the circles. I'm not even bothering about the leaves, I'm just drawing in circles. And the end product looks fine. And then the next one is one that isn't very well spoken about. It is the X's. And I'm not talking about the girl or guy you dumped the other day. No. So this is literally just drawing X's as shading. Now, there are many different ways to do this. I'll show you an example here where I used X's to illustrate vines. Now, of course, these aren't perfect X's, they're sort of like connected X's, but that's also what's fun. You can play around with it and kind of come up with your own way of doing it, and it will still look good. And bear in mind, this is an illustration I did many years ago, and you see how good it looks. Yeah.
So don't doubt my word ever again. Got it?
But yeah, so that is the illusion of detail. A beautiful thing, as I've told you, and perhaps I will go further into it in future. I mean, if you want that, you can let me know, but for now, I'm fine. I'm gonna move on to other things. Also check out the channel updates if you're interested. I have posted it with this upload, so it will explain how things are going to change, the upload schedule, content, all that. But if you're not interested, yeah, that's fine. Bye-bye.